We recognize the very tough times that we are all facing right now, so we continue to look for stories of hope. And tonight, our Carol Meekins brings us one of those stories. A former Wisconsin governor whose mission in life extends far beyond politics, and it's positively Milwaukee.
Former Wisconsin Governor Marty Schreiber was a caregiver for his wife for a decade. Now, during that time, he realized there's very little information out there for people like him. So he wrote a book to help caregivers cope. It's a journey of dedication, commitment, and of course, love.
Let me call you sweetheart, I'm in love with you.
Have you ever wondered what true love looks like? Well, here it is.
Let me hear you whisper that you love me true.
Former Governor Marty Schreiber sings to his wife Elaine.
Keep the love light glowing in your heart, so true.
She lives with Alzheimer's. Symptoms began in 2005 when she was in her mid-60s.
I call it death by 1,000 cuts, or cutting your right arm 1 inch at a time.
Theirs is a love story that began when the governor first saw her in high school Latin class. Can you go back to when you first saw Elaine at 14?
She's had a sparkle in her eye and sort of a warmth about her.
At 14, you could see that Elaine was the perfect person for you?
Well, that's what I was thinking, now whether or not...
You got started early.
Yeah, because I did have to pursue her.
That gave birth to a marriage, 4 children, and several political races. Schreiber says his wife was an elegant and gracious host as First Lady. Here she is dancing with President Jimmy Carter. What is the most special thing about Elaine?
Her caring. And I can think about her smile and so forth, but it's the caring that brings out everything. If I would run for political office, she would be the hardest working campaigner. If I would lose, she'd never let me feel defeated.
Today, Governor Schreiber devotes his life to Alzheimer's awareness. He describes the disease by a quote from author Vivian Green. Life isn't about waiting for the storm to pass. It's about learning how to dance in the rain.
You dance in the rain by understanding the disease and then rejoicing in the moments that you have when there's a smile.
Schreiber has learned to rejoice in those small moments. His book, My Two Elaines, raises money for Alzheimer's charities. It reminds families of the toll it takes on caregivers.
They say that a caregiver of an Alzheimer's patient has a better chance of dying quicker, becoming sicker sooner, losing their life savings, and also difficulty at work.
And that's why he helped found Elaine's Hope, a care facility for those living with memory loss and Alzheimer's. Schreiber warns you must meet patients from their own vantage point.
Once I understood a different person, life is so much easier. A while back, she started to cry. And I said, why are you crying? Well, she said, I'm beginning to love you more than my husband. I learned that it is not necessary for her to know my name in order for our hearts to touch.
And as I visit with the Schreibers, I'm reminded that life is often about the simple gestures, quiet moments that can loudly proclaim true love.
You know what? What? I love you. Let me call you sweetheart. I'm in love with you.
So heartwarming. More than 30,000 copies of Governor Schreiber's book have been sold. All proceeds go to Alzheimer's caregiver programs.